What's up, y'all? Got me a VEVOR plasma cutter today. I work with a lot of metal, a lot of stainless steel, a lot of copper. A lot of times I gotta cut it. I've been needing me a plasma cutter for quite a while. And got me one from VEVOR. Let's see what it's all about, what it takes to run it, how to run it, and see if it's awesome. Yeah. 220 volt. See, get some gas, go get a gas tank, and hook this bad boy up. What's in this box here? Put this over. Hose clamps and some screws in there. So that's the ground. Runs your gas. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's awesome. 110 volt right there, baby. That's just like the welder. You can adapt it down. Here's the one. Nice. That bad boy. See, what do you ground it to? Pilot? Let's figure this out. Pressure regulator. All right, this is the back of it. First step is hooking up this air pressure regulator. So it has 3 holes on it, and you get this little gauge. This little gauge goes into the only hole to fit in. It's the middle. It's the middle hole right here. Not that one. Not that one. That one right there. So I'm going to put some thread tape on this, and then I'm going to put it in here, right here. All right, now that's on. You get 2 of these, but I'm only going to use one, and I'll show you why in just a second. I'm going to put this one, so if you're facing down, the black cap's up top. It would be on this side. that I'm going to put this. Thread that, put some thread tape on it, put it in there. I'm going to do something different on this side, and I'll show you why. Like, you don't need gas to run this thing. All you need is a air compressor. So on that other one, other side, I'm going to put air compressor fitting, so I could just plug my air compressor right up to it. With an air compressor fitting, I'll show you. They're like $1 or something like that at the hardware store, or you can probably order one on Amazon. I'll find out the size of it, and I'll tell you what it is here in just a second. I'm gonna go get one. I probably have one somewhere, but finding something in this mess around here, you know, it's just easier to run the hardware store. Plus, I kind of like going to the hardware store anyways. So I'm gonna hook up that fitting, and then I'll get the air compressor fitting, and I'll show you that. All right, so I'm back from the hardware store. It's a 1/4 inch male brass industrial plug, which this would be an air compressor section of your hardware store. And you almost have to go out of your way to get the wrong one, because almost everything having to do with air compressors is usually 1/4 inch. At my hardware store anyways. I didn't see any others. I seen there a male and a female. You want the male plug. But let's put that bad boy in there. And this was $2.79 for the brass one. I imagine you could use a stainless one because it's $1 cheaper, but I'm gonna go with the brass. All right, so if you unscrew this little nut right here, you put this on here. And then put the nut back on. I got one hand holding this camera, but you get it. And before you do that, you want to mount this right here. And then put that through there and put that nut on. It'll hang loose right there. Before I even do that, I'm going to take a piece of this hose right here. I'm going to hose clamp it to this right here. This is what we got so far. So I'm going to hose clamp some hose to this, just a little piece. You just got to run from this to this. I'm pretty sure I don't need the rest of that for anything, because I got my VEVOR air compressor over there, and I'm just going to run it directly into this right here. So I'll show you here in just a second. All right, so once you get this all hooked up, you want to run air to it. Make sure you don't have a leak here or a leak here. If you have a leak on either one of these nipples, then wrap some Teflon tape around it. I have a tiny leak through here just because this hose is like over 10 years old, and I need to replace it. But you could barely hear it, and if you move this around, it'll stop. So, but from here to here, you want to make sure you're tight, you're airtight. If you have a little leak, it'll still run. It's fine. This thing will hold pressure, and that little VEVOR air compressor over there, I'll show you in a minute. It's plenty to keep up with this thing. That little air compressor is super sweet. But run your air before you use this thing, and also this knob right here, you have to pull up on it in order to get it to work. Oh, see, pull up on it. You can adjust your air. Push down on it if you want to lock it in. Really simple so far. All right, so this is set for megapascals, right? It's not PSI, but if you get on the internet, you can find a PSI and a megapascal converter. It will tell you where to set this at. That's about where I'm gonna rock it to start out with, about halfway. You can get one of these that read in PSI and plug it in there. You could probably find one real cheap on Amazon or something like that. But It'll be all right. All right, take that knob and one of them washers off. Put this bad boy right there. Everything else is self-explanatory. So I'm gonna plug this all up and then I'm gonna plug it in and we're gonna cut some stuff. Turn it up a little bit. Put it on 40. This button's killing me. I'm about to rip it off. It cuts right through stainless. I'm probably gonna have to fine tune it, but I mean, cut right through it. Look at that bad boy. I'm gonna have to clean it up. I want to get closer, so I'll probably have to fine tune it with a grinder. But I mean, look at this bad boy. So I know if you're going to cut through anything thicker than 1/4 inch steel, you're going to have to put it on the 220. But I got it run through 110 volt. My breaker keeps kicking because I have 100 things plugged into that outlet. Like I got a freezer running off of it, all the lights in here. But I got my electric buddy over here. He's going to put me a 20 amp breaker. There's only a 15 amp breaker on that. But yeah, man, that thing can cut. I got to fine tune the air pressure and the amperage. But there's some other videos out there I was going to check out. This thing, I'm going to put it to use. I got a bunch of sheet copper I want to cut. I'll get a piece of it and I'll see what's up. Cuts it like butter, dude. I have this thing turned down all the way. It's at 20 amps right now. Look at that bad boy. Probably turn it up just a couple amps. I mean, I was going real fast. I refuse to go slow, you know. It cuts right through it. Oh, my breaker ain't kicking at 20 amps. Butter, baby. So I think I burnt my hair off. You should probably wear some safety gear. And I was using it without these glasses at first, and I kind of started going blind. But besides that, man, this thing's going to be an awesome tool to have around the garage. I have all kinds of metal that I'm cutting all the time. It cuts that copper like cuts that copper like it's paper. Great tool. I'll put a link in the description with a discount code. This thing is the best bang for the buck as far as I'm concerned. And VEVOR, they've always been good to me. I've never had anything really that wasn't worth the money. Like this thing would pay for itself in a week. This thing's pretty awesome. And I can't wait to use it some more. I'm gonna figure out how to use it better on stainless and adjust I turned the air pressure down a little, and I think it's cutting better like that. So I'm gonna plug it into 220 now and play with it and clean up some kegs. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day.